no coffee, things just don't work right. All right, let me find my new live, my take two, and get in there. There it is. All right. We got the Lava Bison, we got Jan V, we got Roger, we got Scott, we got Les. Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Oz is here. Oz, it's so good to see you. Cheers, everyone. Like I say, things just don't work right without the coffee. I had to switch to tea because the instant I tried today just wasn't very good. AZ, welcome. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have so much to talk about today. For starters, how about that meteorite? Or is it labradite? Or is it a labradite meteorite? Or is it a meteorite with labradite? It's a meteorite with labradite. I'm so glad that turned out, and I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I'm going to have to do more of that for sure. Oh, it's so pretty. It's just sitting here looking at me, and the lab was shining. Let's see if I can get it to shine again. Oh. You heated the water wrong. Instant coffee is fine. No, it's not fine. I thought it would do meteorite. Thank you. There we go. That's it, Jeff. Oh, Roger, happy birthday. Congratulations on another successful trip around the burning ball of fire in the sky. I guess not really fire. It's kind of like plasma, isn't it? But anyway, congratulations. I showed you guys pretty much everything that we collected up that's in this basket. I also cleaned up this bag of stuff. You see, Chubby Hubby, I did not have I did not have a free hand for BST that day. I had to put the rocks down to go eat my sandwich. But yeah, that was a blast. We had so much fun picking that up. Here's a bunch more. Why are they down here? Because they were, I think, some that I thought were especially pretty, but I think I'm kind of done photographing those and stuff for now. I did cut, I wanted to talk about the little, there was a thank you, Opal Guy, and everybody who had nice things to say about my meteorite labradite combo. I love this. Like, it's just an ordinary chondrite, but the way the metal flashes in there when you hold it just the right way, and the way that the labradite flashes in there when you hold it just the right way, like, I'm going to have to do that again. Congratulations, Jeff. 13 months as a Prairie Pebble. Also, I think I saw 500 videos. I've done 500 videos, so we'll ring the bell for that today, too. Les, did I say welcome to you? I cannot recall. I lack skill or ambition for that. Opal Guy. Yeah. I do have some opals, Opal Guy. And I am highly motivated to put them in the tiny holes. Oh, Mr. Chubby Hubby. Margaret, for 8 months. Wow, and it's good to see you again, Margaret. I'm going to ring it for Margaret, too. And you know what? For Roger, too. Happy birthday, Roger. I'm closing in on 600 LOL. Wow, Jeff. Yeah, way to go. Isn't that funny how that just happens? Sneaks up on you and happens. By the way, you guys see what's happening back here? Speaking of things that just happen. We are in the middle of an oil change. It was horrible, gross. Outdoor, welcome. Ryan, welcome. I'll try to not distract you too badly, Ryan. You pay attention to the road. And cheers. I'm going to try to sip this. It's hot. I can see the steam. I'm going to try to give her a sip. Lava. Right on. Look at all those new names. Awesome. I love it. I should be careful. I'm about to stick magnets and stuff. So, yeah, we're in the middle of an oil change. It was horrid. It was way overdue. It was mucky. It was murky. There was a mystery slab in there, too. That's always exciting when you're cleaning out the saw and you find surprise rocks down there. But yeah, I did not have enough clean oil to refill it. And so I am kind of waiting for some of the oil to settle off to the top. Some of the clean oil to put back in there. My video right is opal. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but... And welcome, Earth to Elegance. Awesome, we're glad you're lurking. Yeah, so I had to order some more saw oil. Just because I'm not sure we're going to get enough out of there even if we just use the settled stuff. It did do a pretty good job settling over the last couple of days, and I was able to tip off some, spill off some of the clean oil. But like I say, I just don't think I'm going to be able to salvage quite enough to get her full again, even if I get all of the good oil. Excuse me just a second while I do something with this big old mane I got. Okay. So yeah, I had to go ahead and get started on that and get that going because it needed it. And so we're in a pause. I've got all kinds of stuff I want to put through there, including, oh, see, it's kind of running rampant today, Julie. I hope it goes a little better for you from here on out. I have no coffee today, so everything is weird today. I had fake coffee this morning, and now I'm having tea. So I'm doing the best I can at the given situation. I want to show you guys something that came in the mail. This is how we do it. I'm doing my curls for today, guys. Working my big old prairie muscles. That's how we stay in shape around here. Oh, goodness. Sandmaker's here too. And Brian, welcome. Soul is sneaking in. This first bag is labeled Blue Bed. And these are going to be geodes that Josh sent. I'm tempted to, because the saw is down, to just go out and whack a couple of these. But I'm also tempted to hold off, especially like on this big one, just a little bit and see if I can get it in the saw. What do you guys think of that? I've never played around with geodes. I don't know if you can put them through a saw or if as soon as you start sawing, if it's just gonna, crumble or fall to pieces. So there's two kind of smaller guys and two kind of bigger guys from the Blue Bed. And the other one is labeled Pony Butte. Oh my gosh, these are I can see the agate in this. Resort, welcome, by the way. And are you suggesting that I right through the interior crystal anterior break usually misses? Okay. Yes, welcome, Resort. And then here's another one. This one's great. Isn't this going to be fun? And last but not least, look at that trifecta. What you do? No, I'm not sure that they're not thunder eggs. This one especially feels quite heavy. He said they were geodes in the email, I think, is all. So we'll have to get into them and see what they are. He'll probably be here too, and we can ask him. He might pop in on his lunch break or his afternoon break for just a minute, and we can ask him. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you go whack them? Bruised up and making progress. Aw, chubby hubby. Seems most of what I randomly ended up with to orientate are not obvious. Thunder eggs, says Romania. Yeah, okay. I think I fixed it. What'd you do? I didn't catch it. Cut and wax, says Sandmaker. Like I say, I might just a couple of those smaller ones, but just for a couple of reasons. One, they're a little bit small to fit in the big saw, but they're also just a little bit big for the small saw. So, there I got my honey stirred into my tea. That good old homebrew honey. I had a little, I almost cut just cut and whack and cut. Did I leave it? Yeah, I did. I almost cut the tiny things. I almost cut the tiny things, the pine cones and the little shell, these guys. But obviously I didn't. Instead, I did this. So I hope I'm forgiven. But I did cut one of the tiny things. Also, let me grab the UV light really quick too. I should have grabbed it while I was up, but I just didn't, because why would I be smart like that? Okay. Mandy's here. Welcome, Mandy. I'm going to switch us around. And then we've got stuff out of the tumbler to look at that turned out so pretty. Okay. Put you in the looker. Try to not push any buttons and detonate any nukes or anything. Let me straighten this out just a bit. Lock you guys in. Let me tell my neighbor's dog, I was just kidding when I said no one loved you. They love you. They really do. I was just kidding. I'm sorry. Okay. This came from that blue jewel mine. We looked at a lot of that like super phosphorescent stuff. And Ma's here. She's just busy working while she's lurking. And I'd said, oh my gosh, I was so sad because I really didn't pick enough of this up. Like, I have just a couple little kind of not so great pieces of it, right? But I did pick up this little guy, and I thought, I'm going to cut him. I'm going to cut him and see what happens. And I did, and there's a little turritella guy in there. So those would polish up, I think, and be kind of cute. Of course, they do glow and phosphoresce too. I don't know if we're going to see that. It's pretty dang bright in here. Yeah, no way, Jose, too bright. Anyway, that was kind of fun. 2 for the price of 1. So, you know, that's always a bonus. Cheers. Yeah, because I was super sad. I didn't grab more of that. It's so phosphorescent. It just hangs forever. Sorry, I'm just keep cleaning my little mat here. Okay, so let me go ahead and get you guys started looking at some of this. This is a load that just came out of the vibratory tumbler. Jody, welcome. So these are, I just think, beautiful. I love all that fancy lace in these. And the beautiful, like, pastel colors. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the ripping reds and the, you know, what was it? Punch your mama orange or punch your grandma orange or whatever it was we were saying on Karen's that one night. Like, I love the reds and the oranges and the crazy loud colors and stuff. But the subtle banding in some of these pastel pieces is very pretty. Here's a piece that Roger gave me. Is it Chinese writing stone? Fun little guy. That turned out so pretty. Some of those in here. Some of these. Grab one up next time. I know we actually do have something very similar to that out here. This is the stuff that the chalcedony that glows so green under the UV. I wonder if we can't. I don't know why I would keep trying, but where the hell did I put it? There it is. Will it pop? Yeah, it does. We just couldn't see the phosphorescence is all. Let's see. Here's... Oh, gosh. See, I do love these. I really, really do. That's super cool. Here's a Montana. Big old Montucky. These, though, oh, gosh. Stop it. Too pretty. I love this one. Look at all the druzy up in here. Oh my gosh. Uh-huh. I usually pick like a piece per load that I keep for myself. That might be it. Let's see, there was another Montana in here, I thought. I'm sure. Here he is. There's a Montana agate. There's a Montana. Here's another crazy piece. Oh my goodness, I'm so in love. Here's a piece of feldspar. I find a bunch of this out here. And of course, who doesn't like to get flashed? So I bring a bunch of that home, and well, I try to actually not bring a bunch of it home, but oh man. Bunch more of the glowy agate. I think Joseph said that came from South Dakota. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Oh, check this one out. Psh, psh. Look at this one. Slim is here. Wow. Hey, Slim. Good to see you, buddy. Oh my gosh. I can't get enough of those. Oh, I love this one. This little robin egg blue guy. I don't know. I like that one. What else is in here that we need to see? Sorry, I know you guys are looking at my arm as I'm reaching across the screen and I bumped you. I'm so sorry. That's nothing. There's another piece of the glowies. Here's a pet wood. It turned out okay. It had some, you know, pits and pores and things going on. This one, oh, here's another piece of the writing stone. Let's get a couple pieces of that. This is cool. So cool. Yeah, I kind of think that's most of my favorites out of that bunch anyways. Oh, this one though. Psh, how cool. That is one BA agate. All right. Let me load. Actually, I'm going to leave those really quick for you to look at. And grab the next load of tumble stuff. Wow, it's getting hot in here. Okay, so those ones came out of the vibratory tumbler. Ma. I don't remember, Roger, if it was bigger or if, like Lava said, if I might have chopped it into a couple smaller pieces so that I could wire wrap it. I don't recall. I could definitely go back and look on the video of when I came to visit and got all that stuff, but I don't recall. Okay, so like I say, those were vibratory tumbler, and these were rotary tumbler. I enjoy that sound as well, Jennifer, for sure. Couple little agate pieces here, and when you hold these up to the light, they're pretty. Couple pieces of pet wood. Of course, we get a much more rounded, slightly shinier outcome with the rotary. This is a pet wood too, and I actually was really excited when I found this one. It's just gorgeous. Oh, ma, it's cracking me up. Again, I love the reds and yellows. I'm kind of a sucker. A lot of this is local stuff. Oh, not these two little guys though, huh? Oh, I love that. Just some cherts and some quartzes. Nothing too fancy. That one might be pushing agate, but so nothing too fancy with some of these little guys here. We'll get them out of the way. Just little guys, like I say, mostly just chert. That one's pushing agate. That one's pushing agate. That's definitely an agate. Just little guys. You know, it takes a good mix of lots of different kinds of sizes and stuff. You want some small ones, some big ones. That way they can help tumble each other. Super pretty. I was pretty happy when I found this one too. I know it's not big, you know, I know the Yellowstone puts my little find to shame, but out here on the prairie, just laying out on the alkali flat, little jelly bean. I was like, awesome, I'll take that. Nice goat emoji, Brian. Sure, Resort. I don't know what kind of sickness Muzz keyboard has, but it looks like Resort has has caught the bug. Brian is communicating in hieroglyphs. Could be a mule. Couldn't find a mule, went with the goat, he said. Oh, that's cool. Goats have funny eyes. Goats and sheep. Oh, there's tiny friends in there. I have a few pulled out off to the side here that are just chock full of tiny friends. Here's another feldspar. Get flashed. My. They probably do. This one's so cool. I love this one. Lava. Lava says, Chatsters, you rock, and lurkers, you rock. Rockers should hit the like and keep on rocking. Tell your rock buddies. Oh, goodness. Ringing the bell for that. Thank you, Lava. Like I say, this one, I love this one. It's so pretty. But let's look at these ones. These ones are full of, and I mean full of tiny little friends. Let's see if we can just say that one in particular. Yeah, really. Really lights up under the UV. It's just absolutely full of little fossils. These are the kinds of rocks that once you put them up under the microscope, it is so hard to get out. We do, for sure. These are just like, oh my gosh, you just want to look all day because every little thing in there is just so cool. Look at them all, you guys. Do you see them in there? The little long ones. Like, there's a blobby shaped one, another blobby shaped one. It is a fossil soup, yes, Romania. Oh, I love it. Look at that little long square one on the tip. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Brian. I started out with a little digital one too, and they are nice. It's just like there's nothing for are so fun to look at on the microscope. Yeah, so these are like in the gray hues, like, you know, blacks, grays, whites, kind of colors in these two rocks. And then the other three are kind of more that gold color. This one's insane. Wait till I turn it over. There's one great big one. Oh, was it on the other side? I just didn't see it. Maybe it's not this rock. It's the other one. Let me see. Yeah, it's this other one. This one's got good little friends in it too, though. It's so true, Brian. It's so true. Like, it's so easy to just think, oh, that's an ugly brown rock. But, oh my God. Look at, I mean, like I say, when you break this down underneath a microscope and you're looking at this much of it at a time, you can literally, this is the big one I was talking about. You can literally, like, look, what is that? Like a piece of coral or something? Oh my God. You can so get lost in all of these little critters and things, and like I say, inch by inch over the rock, there's something new to see. Like, what is that? There's a big square thing. There's a long thing. Yeah, I agree, Ma. It's totally like that, Julie. Or you're, you know, moseying along grabbing pictures of stuff to share with the group, and then pretty soon you have like 332 pictures, and then you look up and it's like 4:30 in the morning and you're like, oh my gosh. And your eyeballs hurt and you're like, it's the greatest thing ever. True, Jennifer, right? Some of the plainest rocks can be so surprising when they're polished. Agree. This one, too, is just gorgeous. Look at all that stuff in there. I mean, you can see this with your naked eye. You really can. But boy, if you zoom it, macro it, like get it on a big screen, get way in there and look, like way in there and look, it's just, what in the heck? I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried, and yet nature did this, and it did it thousands of years ago. It's preserved in this rock for all of us to absolutely marvel and ooh and ah at so much later. Like, I mean, the macro is really addictive. I agree. And it's so, like, it's so hard too. Like, you put some of these rocks in a bag and send them off to somebody, and you're like, trust me, just take a really close look at these. Like, trust me. Like, and you hope that they actually do, and that they appreciate that, you know, fine little detail in there. And it's just, it's wild how many of my rocks out here are absolutely full of this stuff. Like, how come some days I almost can't pick a rock up without some of this stuff in it? I mean, not every place I go, you know, not every place I go am I finding gymongous, you know, selenite pieces either, you know, but there are some places that I go that the tiny things are in so many of the rocks that you just about have to be really picky and selective. Like, if there isn't something, you know, super visually striking, or, you know, the swirl, you guys remember when Grayson got all excited about the swirl that he was seeing under the microscope? Oh man, pretty soon you get a little picky where you're like, I'm not gonna pick anything up unless it's got like something really obvious, you know. Way to go, Brian, who has been a member for 4 months. Oh my gosh. Resort. Oh my goodness, chubby hubby. What a swirl. Oh, what a swirl, Opal guy. I like chubby hubbies too. I don't mind the rolling so much really, but the grit gets in sensitive areas. Uh-oh. I've been radioactive, Sandmaker. Yeah, Roger, they're too cool, aren't they? Especially if you can, you know, find real chunky ones like that. That was, I couldn't stop myself. Like I say, I actually know of several places that we go to find those. The selenite pieces, or gypsum, or whatever you want to call them. Fishtail gypsum, fishtail selenite. I'm not sure exactly which is more politically correct for the rock, but there's lots of places that we go to find them all over out here. But that's by far some of the bigger pieces I've ever seen out here. Brian and Julie are cracking me up. Oh, so, ooh, that's cool, Resort. Instead of like an anhydro, you've got like an oxygenal. Soul is back. So who else going to Spencer? Raise your hand if you're going to go do the creator dig. I should see Brian and Julie's hand go up. I think I might see Soul's hand go up. Jeff and Vicky, are you guys going? There's Brian's hand. There's Julie's hand. From Earth to Elegance raises their hand. Awesome. And Soul raises her hand. Opal wasn't invited. Well, see how... Why is the Opal guy not invited to the Opal dig? That's kind of silly. You gotta make a little more noise sometimes, Opal. Nice guys finish last, don't you know? Get a little rowdy. You know, glow in the dark like Brian. Oh, God. A resort. Tara's here. She is. I didn't see her. Yuck. That's a long ways resort. Although I do consider doing some very long trips, like to blah 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 Tucson and things like that. So I am a vacation destination. That's right, resort. Okay, thanks. So is there somewhere, is there a Facebook group or a, Discord or anything where we can all chat and decide like where is everybody staying? Could we arrange possibly staying at maybe one or several of the same campgrounds with each other, that kind of thing? Yeah, resort. I want to see what you do with it. Awesome, Tara. Way to be. Okay, and Jerry will be there too. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Okay, that sounds good, AZ. Yeah, if, I just think that would be a good idea. I mean, I know that we're all coming from different directions, and so we're not maybe all going to be able to meet up at the same campground, but, maybe those coming from this side could meet at this one, and those coming from, or afterward we could, go to, before you're at this campground, after at another, that kind of, I don't know. I wondered if that would be extra fun, if we could all like, grill together or something. So all right, see, and so okay, there are some things like there's a good campground only 4 miles from the mini mine. I haven't decided yet, so there's lots of different, people in lots of different places on that. I'm not going, I can't go, I've got work, I wasn't invited because I don't glow in the dark. And Jennifer, yeah, that's another thing too, is that maybe those who aren't going, but who have to stay home and work or take care of a loved one or a pet or something, is there a spot to stop between here and there where we could get together and hunt a river or something, so I just want to maybe set something like that up where we can easily socialize about the to and fro's. She is in Montana. Jennifer is in Montana. And so if anybody is coming, I believe she's in slightly east, like south of me, but maybe just east a little. So anybody coming from the east of Montana or the south of Montana may be passing Jennifer on their way into Idaho. So we'll have to see about, like I say, you're so close to Jennifer. If you've ever wanted to meet her, she's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And again, could we meet up halfway, at said campground or said fishing access or something like that? Good, resort. Glad to hear that. Yeah, so just, for some meet and greet opportunities and stuff like that, I think maybe just a temporary link in the Discord where we could get together, or a Facebook Messenger group or something? I think it'd be fun. And then, like, is anybody going to go do something the day after? Maybe we could do some smaller little things like that, on your way home kind of things too. So awesome, Julie. I so appreciate that. If, it doesn't need to be the greatest, you don't need to put a whole bunch of work into it or anything, but if we could get some kind of collective data, awesome. See, just little things like that. Like, could I volunteer to bring a bag of chips or a case of soda or something to the barbecue? Do we need paper plates? That kind of thing. So, me a picture? Right on, Jeff. I don't know. All right. Chips, Diet Coke or Pepsi. Yeah, see, that kind of thing, right? Like, what can we do to get together and have a great time? See, okay, and Jeff and Phil were talking about finding something to do the next day or on their way back or whatever. See, yeah. Cough, cough, tailgate. Exactly, resort dog. Because literally nothing makes rock hounding better than grilling, and nothing makes grilling better than rock hounding. The combination go really well together. RC Cola and moon pies. Moon pies are only really good if you stick them in the microwave for just a second. I wonder if they're all right roasted over a fire, though. I can understand how absolutely overwhelming that would be, Julie. I can absolutely understand. I literally am just trying to pack up some little thank you gifts to people, and I think I've got everybody who I want to include on my list, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, don't forget about so-and-so. And I truly don't mean to forget about so-and-so. It's just that, like, you start, there gets to be a lot of us in this group, and it's easy to think you've got everybody covered, and the one who's most important to you maybe even is the one that you forgot, like the one that was most obvious to you is the one that you forgot. So even just something as simple as that, and I'm not talking about communicating with all of these people, I am talking about putting together a little thank you gift and then literally flipping through my address book and sending it to them. Like, how simple is that? Like, and that can feel overwhelming just a little bit. Again, I don't want to leave anybody out. I don't want to forget anybody, but also it's just like, holy cow, there's a lot of us. And yeah, so I can understand how absolutely overwhelming that could absolutely be. And like trying to wrangle cats, oh, half of them are coming from this direction, the other half from over here, some of them out from across the border, maybe even, I don't know. Are we having any of our north neighbors join us? I don't know. Speaking of our north neighbors, 403 prospecting and prairie prospecting, a couple of my Canadian buddies are coming down to go to the Blue Jewel mine, to go to the Blue Jewel Sapphire mine. Where to park his semi for an early arrival, we can help him out with that. Yeah, and speaking of helping out, if Julie, if you need any help, if there's anything that any of us can do, I'm sure I just voluntold all of you. By the way, if Julie gets in touch with you and she needs help, you are volunteering to help because I am volunteering to help. If there's anything that we can do, Julie, to lighten that load and make things easier for you, do not hesitate to put it out there, message it out there somehow, get it out there somehow, say it out loud, and 110% will jump on. You'll probably get more help than you really know what to do with. So, Roger, that's such a sad movie. So, yes, if there's anything that we can do, Julie, especially as crunch time arrives, to alleviate that kind of chaos and you know, single-handed stress that you might feel in this, don't feel like that. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, can you reach out to so-and-so for me? Can you pass this word along? Can you start a chat group? You know, and I might say, hey, I'm not really very good at that, but once it's started, I'd love to help arrange or give ideas or something. You know, we'll find ways to do it. Julie, if you need help, just say so. Like I say, the community here are willing. I know they are. I am especially. So don't hesitate to reach out to me in Lava if you need anything. Any of you, if you need anything. If you think I might be on the way and you want to do a meetup, don't hesitate to leave me a comment in this video, an email, a private message, you know, that kind of thing. I'll try to check all that stuff and keep up to it pretty good, at least up until when we leave. Once we've left, I can't promise that I'll see your message or reply to it until I get back, because I plan on just kind of, you know, going with the flow and enjoying myself. But So, that all being said, a creator dig at Spencer Opal, Les. Yeah, and like I say, if we can at all be of help to each other and meet up along the way or on the way back or any of that stuff, reach out and say so. Exactly, Resort. I was really lucky when we camped outside the Blue Jewel Sapphire Mine down there by Canyon Ferry. I was able to watch Karen's live. I was able to chat in Karen's live. So it was super cool to have a campground with really good service. It was nice to just play some gentle YouTube music in the background while we were, you know, grilling and camping and all of that stuff. So yeah, and again, feel free to use this chat conversation now to kind of tie up a couple of those odds and ends, that because it's sneaking up on us, guys. It's gonna be here real soon. So yeah, you are, Roger. I've seen your rocks. Yep, Roger's got a whole bag full of a bag like this, much like this. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's coming up. And then always there's lots going on over here all the time anyway, from, you know, going out and finding a pile of selenite or gypsum or whatever, to being a slave to the rock tumblers. I've got the shaker tumbler is ready to start on the second grit. And I'm excited about a couple of pieces in here. I put some labradorite pieces in here, and they are turning out really nice. Of course, these are just rough, right? So these have got a ways to go. But these are cool. I wasn't sure. I was like, oof, the labradorite in here with all of the agates and the other really hard things might not be the best way to go. But it's handling it. It's coping really well. We put some little obsidian pieces in here, so we'll see how those go. Yeah, there's another lab piece. Of course, I say they're pretty and all of that, and then I cannot get the rainbow to show at all. It's because the light is here. I'm stuffing it up here so you can see it, but the light is way back here. Yeah, what else is going to be in here? Oh, I put some of the rocks off of the Jefferson in here. So we've got some agates and some jaspers and things that came off of the Jefferson River. Some green. There's lots of green in there. Some super neat shapes and colors. And Jennifer would be willing to drive to meet you. Oh, she retracted it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great opportunity if we're all going to be kind of out and about and doing things. Where can we stop? What can we do along the way? That's not just, you know, yay, great, I stopped here and I dug for rocks. Let's see, I was looking for that. There's a nice agate. The banding. You know, not just, yay, I stopped and looked for nice rocks, but I also, like, I stopped and I met one of our friends, you know. That's, you know, almost as good as, to me, finding the treasure is getting to meet some of our friends. You know, friendship isn't something you can necessarily collect and put into a bowl and polish. It's way cooler than that, right? So, yeah, I definitely would like to let you guys know I am headed over that way. If you're along the way or we can arrange to meet somewhere, I would love to. Yeah, good stuff, guys. So yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, leave me a message. It always comes out bruised. Good to know, Roger. I mean, I'm still just checking it out. Look, there's a really pretty Jefferson rock. And we've got lots of it, so I thought I would give it a go. It seems like some of it's doing okay, and some of it is, you know, got the little micro fractures. There's one there. But yeah, I mean, even if I just rough them here and then take them over to the rotary, that's always an option as well. There's a piece of petwood that Sunken sent me. Well, no, Kyle sent me from Sunken, that Bear bought from Kyle from Sunken. There, did I get that across? Oh, thanks, Jody. Obsidian, you need to overwhelm with media. I have a bunch of media too. It's just in my Tumblr, it's in my ultrasonic right now because I am between grits. So there is a bunch of ceramic medium that's in here as well, but like I say, it's still in the cleaner. So we'll get that shaking and rolling again today. Oh, here's one more update for you guys. And it'll be just a few more days and then that load will be finished. And the rotary is ready to the rotary tumbler is ready to reload. So I'll try to focus on that this afternoon too. I haven't either. I've never sent anything to Scotland either. Yeah, Jennifer. So Bison had this piece of the pink labradite, or orange, or whatever color you think it might be. And we talked about cutting it, and we did cut it. And I had talked about using a method of dipping it into the water and find your strongest flash, right? And so he and we actually marked 2 flashes. If you look straight down on it, find your strongest flash, and then dip it down into a bowl of water where it is that you see your strongest flash, and then mark with a Sharpie or whatever the line that the water leaves around the edge of the rock. Like I say, I've always marked this is the top, but when I go to cut it, I'm like, but there's so many angles where this can still be the top. Where's that angle, right? And I get confused when I go to cut, and then I second guess myself, and I sometimes miss the color. So it was I'd read it on some like Gem and Mineral Society or something. Look straight down on it, find your strongest flash. So like I say, we found there were 2 different angles that this flashed at, and we put both in the bowl of water and drew the line out on it, and ultimately decided that the line you see there was in fact the way that we saw the strongest flash, and it worked really good. Needs a motorbike that can carry 2 5-gallon. Okay, there we got it. You know, it's hard to see right now. They're dry again. The light's coming from the wrong direction. Here's the spray bottle. But they're popping. They're banging. They're beautiful. So I think Lava Bison cut this, and I think he did a really good job. I really, really do. It was scary a little bit. I mean, it's scary. You don't want to ruin your nice lab. You know, you don't want to ruin it. But, yeah, that trick actually really worked well. Sand in a bowl and adjusting the rock until the flash was up at me, and then I put tape around the rock on the line where that met the edges of the bowl. Exactly. Or again, you know, with a Sharpie, you know, if you can get kind of it's over here, you can draw a line between your 2 Sharpie marks or whatever. And end rows, so I can go on rough roads too. That's a good idea though, a bowl of sand. Same kind of idea as a bowl of water, right? I love that. Love that. That gives you a little bit of play too, where with the water, once you've over tipped it, the line is there. Once you've tipped past, you know, your water makes a wet mark, where in a bowl of sand, you can adjust that tip, literally let go of the stone. It should stay exactly where it's supposed to, and then you can come through and gently mark. It did turn out really pretty, yeah. So I love that idea, Ma. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, sand, water, cool little tips and tricks. I love that, Ma. So, yeah, I mean, right about the time you think you've got a pretty good handle on things, there's always some kind of like mind-blowing trick like that. That's what I struggled with, the water method, she said. Yeah, Ma, sand. I love that. That's genius. Absolutely genius. Here we are learning together. I love it. I love it. Because seriously, how boring would it be if you weren't still learning, if there wasn't something still new to try? Speaking of trying new things, this is literally my favorite thing ever. Oh yeah. 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 Yeah. Thanks, Ma. I love it. I really do. I really like it. So, yeah, I mean, it might sound super simple, but you know what? When you've got a really beautiful that piece of labradorite in your hand one of these days, and you're like, man, I'd sure like to cut this. I wish that I could, you know, feel a little more confident about it. And you're like, but wait, it is. It's got a play button in it, right, Romania? I joke too because I've got a. I found a porcelain triangle at like 100 subs, right? Let me go get it really quick. I think it's got a little fly tape gunk on it, but it's okay. We're going to look at it anyway. It's been so long ago since I've had 100 subs that this thing has just got dirty and gross and it's all sad looking. I got a porcelain play button for 100 subs. I don't know what it is. I found it out in the field. I don't know what it is, but there was my 100 sub porcelain play button. And then for 1,000 subs, I get a meteorite labradorite play button. Right? Because I'm almost at 1,000 subs. So yeah, I mean, we moved up drastically from porcelain to meteorite and labradorite. So, I mean, I'm going to have to go big for for the next play button I award myself. I mean, Kyle's got a dino bone play button. That'd be pretty cool. Someday I'd like to have a dino play button. You know, goals, things to look forward to. Agree, Jennifer. Agree. Or you know what I thought would be kind of cool? A star garnet. You know, put a big star in the middle of that meteorite. Again, the more you flash it around and look at the metal and stuff, the more you see the ideas. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm just I did not foresee myself getting all hung up on inlay. I really didn't. That was a total fluke. It was a fluke because I did the Spencer pay box and got such tiny little pieces of opal out of it. Look, I saved some of the little tiny round things and the little tiny pieces of stuff I found. And I really did want to use some of these like super tiny chips that do actually have color play in them. I was like, I mean, they're pretty. They're just so dang small. Like, what do you do with them? That one's got a little tiny bit of color in it. A little color bar in it. That little pink peach piece right there next to my finger. And so I was literally just sitting at my coffee table one night, and I had just cut a couple of the ammonite fossils in half, and I like reached over and grabbed one of the tiny little opal pieces and I stuffed it down in the hole, and I was like, oh my god, it fits. And it's pretty. And so it was completely by accident that I ever even it was literally a fluke. I had tiny little opal chips sitting on the table at the same time as I had a freshly cut ammonite, and I have been fixed on it ever since. So, what do you do? I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to go with it. I'm sure I'll get over it and move on to the next thing that thrills me. But for right now, that and I never tried making a doublet or a triplet until just, not long ago. And I am so in love with that too, that I wish that there were about 10 more of me, because I would just never stop. I would just be like, look at this cool thing, look at that cool thing. You guys. I would. I got about enough rocks that I could keep maybe about 10 of me busy, but yeah, me too. That confetti sunstone's so pretty, Ma. So pretty. I want to maybe get some more of that at my earliest convenience, because I have just a little bit left. But again, there is just a little bit left. I can, maybe there'll be a perfect little hole inside the sky or something, because the colors and stuff would be so pretty together. I mean, just you never know. So I do have just a smidge bit more of that. Just playing with rocks and stuff happens. Exactly, Jennifer. Exactly. And when you've got lots of stuff to play with, man, the possibilities are just endless. And how do you ever stop yourself? I have to stop. I've got one hand holding my shirt like a pocket and the other one picking out rocks. I gotta stop and go eat. I gotta dump the rocks out of my shirt. I gotta stop and go eat, right? I gotta stop and, go pay bills. I gotta stop and, I gotta stop sometimes. But I do just want to do, fun, crazy things all day, every day. And just try to stop me. Just try. Okay, I do stop. I have to stop sometimes. I gotta stop and change the oil in the saw. It was beyond bad, and it was like building a mound. It was like building a rift, like a valley and a mound out of the sediments in there. And so when you're getting weird continents and Mariana Trenches and things like that in your saw oil, it's like, okay, it's time to clean that out. time to clean it out. So, but yeah, I so appreciate you guys being here today. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so much to talk about. Like I say, I've been a slave to the tumblers, which I won't complain because pretty rocks, you know? Make that the new lyrics to an Atlanta song. Excuse me. Yeah, the selenite hunt with the kid, that was fun. I'm gonna do this too because boy, it really is getting warm in here. Yeah, and again, you know, some late night when I'm, you know, not sleeping and normal people are, and I probably should be, I'm going to get around to these. Yeah, there's so much going on. Lots of fun stuff. And always lots of really fun stuff to look forward to. I keep saying that. I've got surprises and sneaky things up my sleeve, so. Rock mud, I have extra if anybody wants it. Me too, Roger. I'll give it to you by the gallon jug full. It's for free, U-Haul. Oh gosh, it's funny too because there is new oil in the saw. What of the new oil I did have, it just wasn't quite enough to get up to the blade, right? And then, like I say, I've got the jugs, and they're settling out. You know, the good oil's coming up to the top, the heavies and the sediment are settling. It's funny because as filthy and dirty as it was, like, I smell it more right now with fresh oil in it, than I did when it was dirty. You've got 5-gallon buckets full. I bet you do, Roger. I bet you do. Yeah, no, I've just got the 1-gallon jugs is all. Yeah, I bet you do have 5-gallon buckets full of it. I've got one hand holding my shirt pocket and the other one's picking up selenite. Oh, Jeff, yes. It was like that. It really, really was. It was so like that. Yeah, let's see. Is it the third Wednesday of the month this Wednesday? I do believe it is. So it's a Rock ID or Meteorite ID, whichever, you know, Patreon submission night on Topher Spin, where we get to look at all the submissions from the rock hounders and let them know if they found a meteorite or a meteor wrong and why we think it is this or the other. So, I actually really like doing that on Wednesday nights. It's a lot of times I can look at the rock and say, I see why you thought that was a meteorite. I can see why that grabbed your attention. And then other times I'm like, huh. Yeah, that's a leverite. So, but yeah. And then there is that weird little, you know, paradoxical universe where the earth rocks and the meteorites are one and the same thing. So, you never know. Oh, that reminds me, I have to tell you guys. There were a couple of people that were in the meteorite meeting that knew that this was coming, who saw this on my live and knew that this was coming. They saw it still with all of the glue and the yucky mess, you know, and then I managed to get it polished and ready before the meteorite meeting that night, right? And we didn't record last Wednesday, which, you know, is unusual, but we just took the night off. We had an open mic night. We went around and oh man, was that not fascinating, Roger? The lightning last night, oh my gosh. And I wanted so bad to sit outside and watch it, but the bugs were enough to literally pack you away. So I just turned down all the lights in the house and just watched it flash out that window and then flash out that window and then flash. And then it rolled a little through town and, you know, And then we could hear the wee woos, the wee woo, wee woo, wee woos leaving town. Sounded like they headed south. And that's always, super concerning in a tiny town like this because, if it's an accident or something that's happened up on the interstate, there's a chance that I don't know the people involved in the accident or whatever's going on. But if they headed down the low road or headed, outside of town to the west or something, it's most likely that whatever's happening to whoever it's happening to is somebody that I know and that matters to me. So in a small town like this, when you hear sirens, you cross your fingers and hope it's not somebody you know and love. So, but I don't know if they had a fire last night because of the storm or an accident or what, but just as the storm really started just getting here and getting exciting, the wee woos headed out of town. So I haven't heard anything, which no news is good news. But yeah, it was incredible. But anyway, yeah, lightning storm here last night was incredible. It's amazing that I got everything done that I needed to do because all work and production gets halted when it's thundering and lightning outside so that I can admire the sky. But back to this. So there were a couple of the ladies in particular. Jules was here. I think Art might have stopped in last week. And then Sue also stopped in last week. So there were a couple of people who saw this when it was still ugly and rough before I joined the meeting Wednesday night. And like I say, it was just an open mic. We were just sharing some of our space paraphernalia, if you will. Like, Topher's got a collection of things that have been flown into space, whether on a rocket or a, whatever. It was part of a flight mission up into space and back. So he collects things like that. The other Allison, you guys have seen her in the chats and stuff. She joined our meeting last week and was showing off her NASA jacket and talking about her dad and the involvement he had with some of the projects. And did you, Jennifer? Yeah, there were a few on the radio or on the news this morning, fires, but nothing too terribly close to me. So anyway, it was a great show and tell. Lots of, just not necessarily, hey, look at my meteorite, but hey, look at my space related thing, or tips and tricks on how to run a light box. Chris Sanders was performing some like serious mind tricks with his light box, and it was really cool. So just kind of going around, but I had my little hand raised, my little electronic hand raised in the meeting, waiting my turn. And I had the two pieces. I'm not really sure where the other half is right now. It should be sitting right here, but I don't see it. I had the two pieces butted up with each other on the camera so you couldn't see the inside. And when I opened it up and showed it to the crew, oh my gosh. Topher and about half of the guys in the crew were like, what in the, where'd you get that at? What in the, like, it took like a couple of what in the, and how in the, and what is that? How did you, before it finally put it together that I did that, right? That's an earth rock inside of a meteorite. But at first they were all like, like, whoop, what? They all leaned into the cameras. It was hilarious. Hilarious. And Topher is all anti-earth rock, anti-tektite. Like, if it's not meteorite, it don't belong on, and I'm being a little dramatic here, obviously. If it's not meteorite, it don't belong on Topher Spin meteorites. Brr. Bah humbug for tektites and earth rocks. And of course, I'm picking on him just a little bit, but he was like, oh, I have to change my tune because I like that. So it was really fun to watch their minds explode for half a second until they realized that it really was just, just an inlay, just trickery, just sorcery, just a little bit of magique over here, don't worry. And then, like I say, when they did notice, wrap their minds around what was happening, it was really fun. Like, Jules was like, I'm just so jealous that I didn't think of that first, and I'm totally going to copy you. And I'm like, yes! And I don't want to call it copied. I want to call it borrow the idea and build on it. Like, because that's, like, like Jules does like museum grade work, like specimen grade work, like fine arts and crafts. And I'm more like, let's see what we can do on my Kool-Aid budget. I got Champagne's lifestyle on a Kool-Aid budget. Let's just fake it till we make it, right? And so I know for a fact that Jules will do very fine work, that she'll take that idea and she'll perfect it. And I'm so excited to see what she comes up with. And Stephen Amara too, he was like, I'm bringing my Dremel home from work tonight so I can get started on my own attempt at that. And I'm like, yay! I want to see what he comes up with too. I'm so excited. So a couple of my meteorite buddies are like, I'm going to do that. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And like I say, champagne is overrated. Only good for mimosas anyways. Well, and I don't drink, period, so you can keep the champagne and I'll have the juice. Right? So there you go. I know, on my Kool-Aid budget, I'll just take the juice. Anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was fun to watch their minds just whoop for just a second. There's loads more beer budgets than champagne's ones. Yeah, I don't even know if I have a beer budget. I think I have a Kool-Aid budget. Oh. Replicating a creative idea. That's it, Jennifer. I like that. Bubbly moonshine. Yeah, moon juice. That. From one hillbilly to another, right, Jeff? You see that? She put an earth rock in a meteorite. And I like it. I do. It's my favorite stinking thing. We talked about a couple of like optical illusions. Like when you do that to it with your eye, it almost looks like 3D. Like the rock is out of the stone just a smidge. I can't replicate that on camera, but to your naked eye, it does things. It's so fun. And then yeah, the little metal grains at the right angle and stuff. It's just so fun. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. And then like I say, tonight is Rock ID night, so I actually enjoy that. Like I say, I enjoy seeing, you know, some of the things that people picked up, and like I say, a lot of times I can relate. I'm like, I can understand why you picked that up. I do. I went through in my learning experience, you know, not knowing what fusion crust looked like, and assuming that, you know, earth varnish and things like that might be fusion crust, you know. Chondrules, and you know, oh, I see these grains, but it takes some, you know, microscope to see them. That's probably not chondrules, that kind of thing. So awesome, Jeff. Yeah, my daddy worked on the oil rigs. Exactly. Exactly. If the bubbling means that it's scouring your inner crust away. I said I like my coffee black like obsidian, not black with obsidian. I was going to say, I think that little piece is still sitting here too, but oh, there it is. Do not have that in your coffee. Do not. Don't do it. All right, on that note, we've definitely, you know, I am pretty crusty too, you know, but it might take one to know one. That might be why we're all such good friends. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. It accumulates with age, Roger. Oh, my God, I gotta get out of here. Oh, my God. You guys are so awesome. seriously, if something ever happens to, if we have a Carrington event or something and something happens to the YouTubes, I am going to be so sad because I so enjoy hanging out with you guys. It's like desert burnish. It does beat mold. I'd rather have some caliche and some, like weathering crust on me than be moldy. New t-shirt idea, obsidian coffee. Barnacles. Oh god, okay. I'm gonna try real hard. If I just get started, I can do it. Okay, you guys. Oh, feel free to reach out if you need anything, Julie, and keep us all posted. And if anybody's got anything to add or subtract to the conversation today, feel free to reach out. Please do, in fact. And I look forward to seeing you guys again really soon on the chats here and there. And thank you, Meg, for joining me. Roger. And I look forward to seeing you guys again really soon for more gosh knows what we'll get up to out here on the prairie. You just never know. I do, like I said, I got those geodes, thunder eggs, whichever. We'll cut them open and find out from Josh, and I'm looking forward to getting into those. We're waiting on oil for the big saw. In the meantime, I'm a slave to the tumblers, and I try to get out and hound, even if it's just a bowl full of selenite. I try to get out and do that whenever the weather lets and the bugs let me and all of that stuff. So here's a pretty agate from the Jefferson. That's probably a Brazilian. And here's the labradite. So we're going to sing the song with these three rocks. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. And again, I look forward to seeing you guys around in the chats and stuff. And for some of you, I'm going to see you real soon in person. We're counting the days now. So, all right, guys. Oh, whew, how the hell does my song start? I've never forgot how it starts. Oh, yeah. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks for us to look at. Pretty rocks are everywhere. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one. And they all are very pretty. And they all are everywhere. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind of a rock hound. Peace, hippies, and boop. See you again soon. Take care. Have a great rest of your week. It's all downhill from here. We can do it.